Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome to your love letters from the shadows reading. You chose the first deck, Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. This is an interesting deck. This was gifted to us, the tribe, from another light worker. Lori, thank you. And I've never seen anything quite like it before. And it's very interesting because this is the inside. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was outside and I was shooting some footage for a video for our mantra for October. These are timeless, of course, whenever you watch them, but in real time, today is October 9th, 2023, Moon Day. And I have been creating some beautiful shorts for my other channel, Lula's Life. There's a link in the About section. From the snake, because I was shooting footage for something else, and this little baby snake came into my orbit, and it was so magical. I mean, even to the point that when it almost looked like it was dead, but you could tell like it was alive. And then I even said, like, it's okay, you don't have to move or say anything if you don't want to. And then they started dancing and it was like, what? You know what I mean? And it made me realize how divinely connected we are. And as the veil grows thinner, remember that all living things are sacred. All living things are sacred. The shadow is a living thing, it's sacred. This journey, this path, this human life that you are on, walking through for right now in your current present moment time, everything that you've had to go through, you had to go through to get to where you are. I'm actually really excited for you guys because I was feeling a lot of ominous energy around this. Even when I did the intro, I was like, what was that? But it was like a straight up fucking channel from the witches, and I can really feel it. Also, for our Sagittarians that are watching this right now, I know we have a lot of Sagittarius in our tribe. I saw something recently from another telepathic medium, and they were really talking about nines and how nines in October are going to be super prevalent. So today is the first 9 of October, then there'll be the 19th, and then the 29th. So just because you're not Sagittarius doesn't mean you cannot harvest energy on this day or work with spirit on this day in whatever capacity is in your greatest and highest good. It is just that, 248, and then it went to 249. It is just that they're trying to let the Sagittarians know that, a lot of us have been through the ringer, right? Especially this year and in real time, right? Like, I don't care where you live, this last year has been rough. So with that being said, I feel like the 9th, the 19th, and the 29th are like days of like celebration, but extra celebration for Sagittarius. So those are good days for manifesting. Maybe it's a day for you're going to harvest a reward from all the hard work that you've been doing. But either way, look up the snake spirit animal, work with the snake spirit medicine from the time you watch this until you feel like you don't need to walk with their energy anymore. But the fact that they came in is really powerful, especially because I just did that video. So look out for that video on my other channel in my shorts. In my shorts. So listen, hey, this deep, dark, and dangerous oracle deck wants to talk to you because when we hear love letters from our shadow self, I mean, that's basically what it is, right? It's a love letter from you, from your dark side, talking to you, trying to help you move forward. And so, wow, I did, like, maybe I shit you not, I am not, I don't lie, there's no use in lying, but I just started shuffling and they stopped me like my hand was stuck to this. And do you see what this is? Of course you do, right? They're having me shoot this in black and white right now because we're in the 8th moon phase of the Virgo moon. We're soon going to have a new moon in Libra. So it's time to shed that skin, that snake energy. Again, whenever you watch this, it's always timeless. But there's some massive change that is about to happen for you. Also, it's number 34. and 3 and 4 is the number 7, and I've been seeing sevens everywhere. Whoa, look at that. Interesting. It's almost like they wanted you to see the reading from a different light. Get it? Wink, wink, right? Like they wanted you to see this from a different light, from a different vantage point. I mean, 2 snakes, what are the odds? 3 technically, because I told you about the video. So they actually had me shoot 2 different shorts from one video. I didn't take it very long because we were only blessed with their presence for about 1 minute and 34 seconds. Holy fucking shit, that's right. Oh my gosh, you guys. You know how I know? Because I was making 2 videos and I didn't want it to seem redundant. And at the beginning of the video, it was me like, hey, what's up? You know, blah, blah. And then at the end of the video, they do something really cool. And I don't want to say anything, but this right here will kind of give you a little sliver of the snake medicine energy that I saw at the end. Also, I'm seeing eggs in fertility, you know, snake eggs, how they like wrap themselves around their eggs. I feel as if this on this image right here, I feel like it's almost like a figure 8. Do you see that? And it's almost like, do you picture, it's almost like some of you, wow, I saw this in 3 different ways. So let's break it down. The first thing I saw was empty nesters. So do we have any empty nesters here? Do you maybe have some kids that are going away to college for the first time, or maybe moving away from home? They're older, you know, maybe even they're 34 and you're like, oh no, you know, it could be that. But also I felt like empty fertility, like my throat chakra is starting to get really tight. Like some of you aren't speaking your truth. You're not talking about what you need. You're not expressing yourself because you need that creativity, right? Eggs are all about, you know, what's gonna come out of the egg, right? Something's got to grow in there, and it's gonna come to life. Something is gonna come out of that egg, and snakes grow in eggs, right? Chickens grow in eggs. Think of all the, maybe your research is to look at all the, you know, animals that have eggs. You know, I don't know, whatever is being called to you. But the energy that I'm feeling is definitely one of growth and fertility. But I'm hearing for some of you that this is empty because you're not filling, you know, you're not feeding your soul. Fertility is about, you know, it doesn't have to be an actual being, right? It could be an idea, a birth of an idea, something that needs to gestate so that you can gestate to create. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I don't know when I'm going to post it, but they're having me do a mass reading for the tribe too, and that'll be on my other channel, Lula's Life, as well. I don't know when that's coming out, but I started making notes for it today because tomorrow's the 10/10 portal, and just a lot of magic and stuff is coming through. So it could be, you know, for you guys that they're, you know, trying to talk to you in that direction too, astrologically. Let me see if they want us. Do you want us to read from the book, Spirit? This is a fairly new deck, so I don't have the exact, yes, I don't have the lingo, so to speak, you know, that I'm looking for. You know, I'm kind of sad. Oh, here we go. I was going to say, I kind of want to bring it back. My, the middle of my camera is anyway, it doesn't matter. So I apologize for the not super awesome technology, but hopefully you'll get the message anyway. Okay, so now I have no idea how to pronounce this. I'm going to try. If I slander it, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to try, right? So I'm going to say Jormungandr. I don't know. So the keyword is cycles, and it's called the Midgard Serpent. There is a time for everything. You don't always have to be striving and making things happen. Connect with the seasons and flow with them. Okay, so right there in real time, doesn't matter where you live, northern or southern hemisphere, we're in the midst of a new season, right? We have officially been in this new season for a few weeks now, almost 3 weeks. And I feel like adjustment periods usually happen when we're going through one thing at a time, meaning like recently I've been really studying about in astrology how each, like, let's just say Sagittarius has 3 decans, right? just like you would have your November Sagittarius and you'd have your December Sagittarius. And because you realize that it's not just like one thing for one thing, right? It's very vast, it's very massive. There's a lot going on. It's kind of the same. I'm kind of feeling that energy with you guys too, that, allow yourself to unfold with the seasons, you know and sometimes it could get really exciting. I know, in America where I live, and in the UK, a lot of countries actually, fall is just a super fun time, um, no matter where you live, right? Spring and fall, things are coming, things are going, but it's the breakaway of something, or it's the beginning of something. So for our Northern Hemisphere family, we are breaking away from a really like hard year, right? Like, where in the Southern Hemisphere, they're coming out of winter and they're excited for a rebirth and a regrowth, right? As things are coming back. So these cycles show us that if we flow with the energy of our shadow, of our light, of the seasons, we will enjoy life so much better than trying to control it, trying to manipulate it, right? Every year on this day, I do blah, blah, blah. Well, you can, but what else is going on in your life? I've been going through my own things. This is my favorite month of all time. And even though my birthday's in December and I love the holidays in December, it doesn't matter. October, it's just the season of the witch. It's so ingrained in me. I can feel it from my ancestry, from my line, from the angels, the witches. Like, I just feel it. I feel it. And I used to not embrace my shadow and my darkness the way I do now. Now I love my shadow, and I repeatedly tell my shadow how much I love it. Some people love snakes, some people don't love snakes. If you look up snakes in folklore, they are all over the map. Meaning, like, in some folklores, they're like revered, in some other folklores, they are a sign of death, right? But either way, it's a sign of cycles and rebirth because the snake sheds its skin. Look up, research why the snake sheds its skin. Maybe you'll have some further insight into what is going on with you. This reading that I'm putting together for the tribe, they were talking all about that, about insight. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit and give you guys some of the crib notes that I took, because I feel like it will benefit you on, like, wherever you are on your path. I don't know if you're the first reading I'm doing, so I'm not sure. Also, on my other channel, if you haven't checked it out, I did a really wonderful last quarter moon reading, and it says channeled messages from past on loved ones or Reiki healing. But it was really awesome because Venus just went direct, and Spirit gave us this wonderful mantra for October, which is, I am strong, I am mighty, I am capable. I was starting to say that too earlier, but they wanted me to be quiet for a second. But if you're so inclined, go check that out. 1310, another angel number. It was really powerful. So that one is going to be messages from the ancestors, but the songs that were playing when I was putting it together, one of them was Hold My Hand by Lady Gaga. And I felt like that was what Spirit was saying, is that, and if you haven't ever heard that song, go find that. Please listen to it, hear the lyrics, close your eyes and listen to it. It's actually from the new Top Gun movie. But I think I heard something that she had written it for one of her friends even before the Top Gun movie. I believe it's for one of her friends who was battling a horrible, I think, cancer or something. Anyway, it's just a beautiful song. And she just says, hold my hand, hold my hand. I'm right here, hold my hand. And that is what Spirit is saying to you. But also, as they are holding your hand, I feel like they're showing me this really beautiful visual. Have you ever seen, like, if, like, say two people are fighting, right? And there's somebody in the middle and they're like, hey, come on, man. I love you and I love you. You guys love each other. You're just mad at each other right now, right? Like, so, but then, like, the person in the middle is holding the other person's hand and holding your hand. And then, like, they kind of come out of it and put your hands together. That's kind of what I feel like Spirit was just showing me to, like, express to you, meaning, like, they're showing them holding your hand and that they're like, I'm right here, Like, you got this. Hold my hand. You are not going through this alone. And as the veil grows thinner, call them into you. I am telling you, I've been standing there just like doing dishes and I feel them hugging me, talking to me. I've just been so emotional. Like, let it ride. Feel these feelings, like work through it, talk yourself through it. You know what I mean? Talk to the ancestors. And then they're showing me that you're gonna make friends with your shadow, because you're going to realize, especially because we are an impending eclipse season. This wasn't just an eclipse reading, but it's also that we are about to enter an eclipse season. And maybe you'll see this in another eclipse season someday, some way. But in real time, we do have eclipse season coming. And the first one is going to be a solar eclipse, right on around the hovering around the new moon, which is get it? This weekend, the new moon will be going into Libra, and then the full moon is going to be the Hunter's moon, the 28th to the 29th, I believe. And that's going to be a partial lunar eclipse. It's going to be a full moon in Taurus, the Hunter's moon. So, we have so many beautiful things that are happening in between that and Litha, and it's just really powerful. This month is really powerful, and we cannot deny or not talk about the Friday, the Freya the 13th in October. Whenever Friday the 13th is in October, it is like supercharged. Basically, this month, now that Venus has gone direct, we are in a supercharged energy. And again, you can still harness this energy even if you're watching this in another time frame, in another month, another year. It doesn't matter. But while we're in it, harness these energies, call upon the ancestors, call upon your shadow, because your shadow is telling you to, these are the words they wanted me to read to you: resonate and elevate. Connect with your insight, your resilience, your inner peace. And I dreamed a dream. What was your dream? Because it's time to put it in your belly, let it fertilize, right? Like, get it in there. Create that, whatever it is for you. Insert your, are you a writer? Are you a musician? A singer? Are you a surgeon? Like, who are you? What do you do? Are your hands your instrument? Do you work on cars? Do you work with children? Children need to learn shadow too, because if we're shamed to not use our shadow, then we're not healing our shadow, right? And we're not allowing that shadow to come out and surface and work with the light to understand that that shadow has a purpose, and it shouldn't be shoved down and ignored like it's not alive, because it is. So the keywords for this card are duality. Excuse me. The duality of this card are these key words: endings/beginnings. Yes. So 1802 when I look down, and then 1803. So if you're new here, if I call numbers out, it could mean putting them all together for one number: life path, numerology, angel numbers, whatever it means to you. But this is a message from your shadow to end hiding the shadow, not facing the shadow, and begin to connect with your shadow. Hold hands with your shadow. The shadow gives us insight. So it's pronounced Jormungand. Cool. Is one big monster, often referred to the Midgard serpent. This creature is so large it fits nose to tail around the whole world of Midgard. Its size stabilizes the realm so it cannot be moved from its position. It is also the child of Loki and the giantess Angrboda, and has its siblings, the goddess Hel of the underworld and Fenrir, the great wolf. If I don't pronounce these correctly, I apologize. The god Odin, foretelling that Loki's children will destroy the gods, decides to throw Jormungand in the ocean surrounding Midgard. Unfortunately for Odin, the serpent grows into such a size that it is able to hold its tail in its mouth. The end of the world, a time called Ragnarok, will begin with Jormungand. letting go of its tail. The main enemy of the Midgard serpent is, of course, the god Thor. Thor is a deity who tries to work for the people and destroy evil when he finds it. His half-brother Loki knows that the serpent is one of the only ways to destroy his brother, so he births the living weapon. The serpent isn't just large. It's able to spit poison from its breath, and if it bites you, the venom means certain death. It would be hard to kill once the time for Ragnarok came. The Norse myth of Ragnarok, I think I'm saying that right, is as dramatic as it is beautiful. We see within it a story of cycles and fresh starts, deaths, renewals, and birthing of new ways and a new time. Ragnarok is the essence of all of this, a ripening of the world, a rotting, and then a death and rebirth. And Spirit wants me to say, think of this like the Tower card in the tarot, right? You're having your Tower moment. I just got the chills, but it's fucking beautiful. And you should be so proud of yourself. Something is ending and something new is beginning. And let me tell you something. Spirit always gives us enough time. Our higher selves give us enough time to learn the lessons. But if we are meant in our soul contract to go a certain way, shit will fucking crumble underneath our feet and we will fall until we are caught. But you must trust that Spirit will catch you. My throat chakra is so tight right now. You must speak your truth. You cannot hold back any longer. Wherever you are, whatever is happening to you, there's always an excuse. This is some tough love for you. This is from your shadow saying, I love you, but you have got to stop with the excuses. Do you see this? There's a rising of the sun in the background, a rising of a rebirth of a new day. This is your rebirth. This is your time. Don't run away from it. And Spirit's saying, you can't run away from it. See how the snake is going away from the middle snake, but the middle snake is looking forward, right? Spirit's saying when you're feeling doubt, because, we don't like to promote going backwards, right? We want to promote going forwards. However, if you are in doubt, Spirit says, hey, listen, you look straight ahead. Your past snake that doesn't want to see the truth needs to look at your present snake, right? So if you're in your future, it's like, why are you there? You're not there yet. Stay present. All we can do is put our manifestation out into the universe and let Spirit do the rest. Put your order in and let the fucking chef make your food. You got this. And when your shadow comes for you, face it, cry, work with it. The only thing that you're afraid of is your own power because it's so great and it's so vast. And hey, you pulled the serpent. Come on, do the research. What is that? I have so many books right now I can read to you about the serpent. It's your mission should you choose to accept it, right? Bring that light back in. What is the serpent trying to tell you? So listen. This myth is as dramatic as it is beautiful. We see within it a story of cycles and fresh starts, deaths, renewals, and birthing of new ways and a new time. It's the essence of all of this, a ripening of the world, a rotting, and then a death and rebirth. The first sign that Ragnarok has begun is with the Midgard serpent releasing its tail from its mouth, and there being a great disturbance in the water. Huge waves begin to thrash the shores of Midgard. This is a warning to all. Soon, Jormungand slithers its way up to the land and sprays its lethal poison as it goes, ruining the air and water. Oh, it meets with its brother Fenrir, Fenrir, whose eyes are said to glow like the embers of a fire and who becomes hungry for blood. They join up with other allies on a lonely plain where all will battle the gods. A great battle ensues for the balance of the universe. The battle between Thor and the Midgard serpent is a savage one, described in great detail in the poetic Edda, Edda, Edda. Thor eventually manages to kill Jormungand, but then staggers 9 steps and dies poisoned by the serpent's venom. The waters rise, many of the old gods and giants die, and the world is made anew, right? So Thor sacrificed himself, and Spirit is saying, like, you don't have to throw yourself upon a sword. The battle that you're having within is the light and the dark, because someone told you that the shadow is wrong or that your witch is wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. Your darkness is beautiful. It made you who you are today. So your plant companion, maybe for some of you, you're wanting to grow something new. You want to bring a new plant for the winter, something to care for, tend to, right? Some people get seasonal depression. I think seasonal depression is that people are just, instead of having seasonal depression, how about doing all the awesome, fun things that you want to do when you're locked inside, right? We spend the days outside when the weather is good, and the weather is not, then we go inward. We cook, we bake, we laugh, we watch a funny movie, we curl up with a good book and a bowl of popcorn, we get our cozies on and sit in front of a fire, and you know what I mean? It's like we get our pens out and we get creative and we color, we write. Even if nothing will ever see the light of day, it is for you to do anyway. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get a common ivy. Research the common ivy, okay? It's a plant, IVY. But this is just the common ivy. I'm sure there's different, types of ivy, but they're saying it's just, the common ivy. Maybe that's the name of it. I don't know. Either way, get yourself a little ivy and grow and tend to it. Watch it grow all over your house or your apartment or your home, wherever you live, right? Watch it grow. Right? And you can move it along as it's growing. And ivy, you can take little clippings, learn how to take clippings, and you can, have ivy all over your house. You'll feel so cozy, like the outside is inside. So that is definitely a message for at least one person. Okay, and then the crystal companion is Variscite. Actually, I'm going to put this from the book here, and then you guys can see. Let me get this right here. So you can get a screenshot. Let me get in there. Hold on. Okay. You got that? So this is your homework, to work with your shadow. Tell your shadow how much you love it. Thank your shadow. Say thank you with grace and gratitude, right? When I looked down, it was 27. That number might mean something. Also, I've been feeling nines everywhere. Today is the 9th, we were saying. So work with the 9 energy, 19 and 29. And like we said, work with those days. Also, I didn't say it because it was going to be a surprise, but there is a surprise oracle deck that wanted to come in and speak with everyone, because we are in the season of the witch. So this cute little, I found this in, what do you call it? I think Marshall's. It was so crazy, but I love it because it's 100 spells for love, happiness, and success. And it's the Practical Witches spell deck. Hold on, I'm going to get it out. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, just because I want you to, hold on. Oh, there we go. So, Spirit, Practical Witches Pocket Guidebook. What spell is beneficial for reading 1, the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle? Okay, so some just fell, so I'm going to say, do we want to use any of these right now? Okay. Oh my gosh, if you've seen the way this happened, that was so cool. Okay, so also they wanted me to show you this little bee. So this is the back side of your card. Work with the bee, spirit medicine. When I did a shorts on this channel, I look out for the shorts for the mantra we had, which I took a little shorts for it, and it was so crazy because this bee landed right at the end of it, right onto the mantra and Venus going direct. I swear, I was like, I literally put on there to be a smartass. I'm like, QB, because it was so crazy. But, you have this connection to the earth and to the elements and spirit. We all do. But use the energy when the veil is getting thinner this month. And whenever you watch this, use the energy from the ancestors and the spirit animals to guide you on your path, okay? So, oh my gosh, that's why, because it's elemental magic. It's elemental magic. Okay, so let's go. Let me see if I can zoom in on this just a little bit. Okay. I want you to be able to take a screenshot of it. So hold on. I'm going to rest my arm. Can you guys see that? Is that good? I don't have fancy software, but hopefully it'll be enough for you. Maybe it's too close. Okay. If you are something of a gardener, you can symbolically plant transformation into your life. I mean, what we were just talking about, the common ivy. I mean, look at how thick this deck is. I mean, for real. And part of it fell on the floor. Like, do you see how many cards are here? It's kind of crazy. I mean, but it's not crazy because this is spirit, right? So it says, if you are something of a gardener, you can symbolically plant transformation into your life. Take a handful of beans from your pantry or a seed packet and empower them by placing them on your altar during the light of the waning moon. Plant them after you have prayed. By the way, we're in the waning crescent right now. So hopefully you will be watching it. If not, wait for the next waning moon. So you want to say, I want to get a better view, you guys. When you just can feel it, I'm like, I feel like you guys deserve a better, it might even be better if I take this light off. I think it's having a hard time focusing. There we go. So you want to say this: I plant these seeds of fortune and change. As they grow, good luck for all will rise and flow. From this soil comes all bounty as we know. Okay, so, and you can say any other prayer or spell to go with it, but this is your elemental magic to work with in October and after this reading. And hello, get yourself some ivy seeds and plant some ivy. It grows really fast. And you know what else is interesting is I think winter's such a great time to grow things indoors, and research things that are easy to grow indoors, blah, blah, blah. Ivy is, I do know that. Um, but it's really interesting because it's such a great way to give you something to look forward to every day, right? Because if it's like doom and gloom outside, every day you wake up, it's like the plant is growing, the plant is changing, and so are you. And I feel like it's a symbol of like your change and transformation that you're going through right now, right? Like the snake is like talking to you and telling you, you have all the magic. Would you see that little fairy? You have all the magic necessary. You have all the magic you need to move forward. You have all the magic you need to be who you need to be. 3223. What? Which is also the number 10. I just have to tell you. And also a little wink wink from spirit. You are so much closer to the end than you realize. And it's always at that number 9, right? Where you're like, you're almost there and you're tired, right? You've gone through 9 chapters, 9 cycles, especially, right? This key word for you guys is cycles. You've been through 9, maybe incarnations, whatever it is, but you are about to reap your rewards. And the only thing holding you back is you connecting with your shadow self. And this is a love letter from your shadow self saying, I'm right here. I was with you. I held space for you when you went through that traumatic event. I held space for you when that, person broke your heart. Whatever happened, because the darkness forms out of trauma. And trauma is different to all of us, right? Trauma is watching something die in front of your face that you love. That is trauma. But that same trauma can feel that heavy trauma can feel the same to a 3-year-old whose doll is ripped away from them and, taken away and never given back. Same trauma. It wouldn't seem the same, would it? But it is. Because when you're 3, that's the most traumatic thing that's happened to you so far. Let's just use that as an example. So we all have different trauma. Our shadow is a part of us that protects us, but you need to find out which part is driving your life, because the shadow also, because they are the divine protector, they're going to try and guard you from any type of innocence being torn from you, if you know what I mean, right? So we start guarding ourselves with our shadow very, very early on, And for those of us who were born before we went into the fifth dimensional, energy of the thought, right? We've been in this very like driven, patriarchal energy of control has been going on for so long. These religions, I mean, think about it. Most religions and religious leaders are led by men. There are some led by women, but not as, but the ones that are, most of the ones that are controlling the world are led by men. So we're just trying to, bring the balance back to the earth the way it's meant to be. That's all. So, in order for us to do that, we have to bring the balance back inside of ourselves before we can change anything in the outer world. I'm not oblivious to what's happening in the outer world, right? That's the end of that's the end of the 3D, fighting for power and greed and control, right? You can look at the snake in any way you want to look at it. But I hope for you, beautiful, beautiful reading one. I hope for you, my hope, my wish for you, whatever's in your greatest and highest good, that you make peace and love with your shadow. Let them love you back. Learn from the lessons. Don't live in the lessons. Learn from them and move forward. Live in the happiness and the joy and the abundance and the peace, the love that is your divine birthright in soul and incarnation in human form here on earth. Let other people figure things out. Right now, just work on you. Those are all your messages today, you guys. I don't believe we have any more messages. Nope, those are all of your messages. Let me see if there's any. There was some on the bottom. Nope. Okay. Until next time, I love you so much. All of my information is in the About section, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Aho.